Hello everyone, um, I'm here to make a video about Dungeons 4. Mainly some things I like and some things I dislike about it. It's gonna be basically a review, but there's a couple key points I really wanted to drive home. So first off, for some context, I have 100% of the game. I've gotten all the achievements, I've played all of it on the hardest difficulty. I got pretty much all of the achievements in one setting, as in I got all of the achievements on the first try. So I would say I have very good understanding of the game at this point, and I know like how the game works, or so to say. First off, some things I like. First off, I very much like the skills. The skills are very nice because you can kind of do whatever you want. Like, if I was going a demon build, I might go demon efficiency, demonic corruption, and old school demons. You know, like I can just go old school demons. By the way, you get through a skirmish map. I know I'll cut off there, but some people might not see it. Well, like, yeah, like this is very much heavily focused on demons. I like demons. I want to train demons, so you can very much say these skills are gonna really make it so that my demons are stronger. You even say, okay, I just want casual, neutral skills. Oh, traps are better, cool. Snots are better, cool. And, you know, better dungeon research. You know, this doesn't work on one of the three main factions. It just makes your dungeon better. You know, you can do that. Or you can do, like something I like to do is the Giga damage, the Hyper Carry Talia build. Glass Cannon, which makes her damage 300%. Bombardier, which gives her an AoE attack and longer range, and then just increases her damage by 50%. Just do this, make sure she doesn't die. She's gonna fucking kill everything at all stages of the game. I think when she gets like level 10, she does like 900, 600 damage, something crazy like that to everyone in the area. I think it's just a lot of damage. So yeah, you know, you can it's very fun to like have all of these skills here. It's very fun. Another thing is, I'm just gonna load a game here real quick. This is like a very far into the game, but I'm just gonna explain. One thing I like is what I just did here. In order for you to get evilness, in Dungeons 3 was kind of lame, because in Dungeons 3 you kind of just there are a couple points on the map where you go there and it just gives you evilness, and you know, it's fine, passive resources, cool, but the problem was that you can kind of just sit on it, like, oh, I have one I have one evilness, one side of evilness, is what I'm trying to say. You can get one side of evilness, and that will just give you infinite evilness. Obviously, if you got multiple of them, you got evilness faster, so you can get stronger faster. But you kind of didn't need multiple of them. You can kind of just get one and get certain researches that allowed you to stall longer, which should then allow you to get more evilness, which, like, you can kind of just get one evilness site, and then that was it. So if it was nothing in the overworld you needed to do right now, you kind of just needed one site of evilness in Dungeons 3, and that was it. In Dungeons 4, there's a lot of these areas on the map where you need to go to get evilness. If I want to get evilness, I need to go to the overworld. I need to kill a unicorn. I need to kill this gem lady. Like, I need to go to the overworld and do things. If I want to get stronger, I need to be proactive. I need to do things.
Gorgu urgently needed support against Thanos.
You know, like, if you want to do things, you need to actually... If you want to get stronger, you need to actually go to the overworld and get stronger. You can't just sit back and defend. Like, I got all of this evilness by wiping out the overworld. The only reason I was able to get this strong is by completely wiping out the overworld. Completely and utterly. So yeah, that's something I very much like. If you want to get stronger, you have to do something. Why are they taking so long to kill shit? Oh, because they're not targeting the other bees. Other healers. I was wondering why it was fucking taking them so long. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, the second the priest dies, they all fucking fall. Okay, so yeah. I love the fact that in order for you to get stronger, you have to be proactive. Absolutely love that. I think it's something that should be in every game from here on out. If you want to get stronger, you have to take risks and go to the overworld. Things I don't like. As you can tell by my army, I'm only Horde, and this is my biggest problem with the game. As you can tell, I am only Horde.
This stone of finitude
why is that? Simply put, I think Horde is broken and far too strong for the game. Why do I think this? Okay, let's talk about what each faction is good at. I guess I can't pause it. What do I think each faction is good at? I think Horde is just generalist. You know, like, Orc is pretty durable. You know, he's got a lot of health. Once you upgrade him, he gets a lot of armor and even more health, and his rage ability makes him even tankier. Orc's just a very good, solid frontline unit. Naga's a very good support unit, just heals. And once you upgrade her, she gets damage. She gives a damage reduction. I think she heals like 2-3 units at once. One of those two gives them damage reduction. Revives one, like, very good support units. Goblins are very good damage dealers, as you can tell, like reducing their resistances, making doing more damage when orcs are nearby, ignoring a fuck ton of their armor. Like, goblins are just very good DPS. Same thing for the gnomes. They just have good AoE DPS. Hordes are just generalists. And their general shtick is, like, early on they suck ass. Level 1 orcs are just terrible. They're like the worst. Like, level 1 orcs, nagas, goblins, and gnomes, they just suck. They just do. But level 1 demons and undead, they're not terrible. You know, they're much better than Horde. The issue is that Horde is cheaper than all of them. For example, let's say I wanted to go undead and I wanted to train a Bone Lord. He costs 1,500 gold. That's a lot of fucking gold. Instead of training one Bone Lord, I could, however, train 5 orcs. 5 orcs are much better than Bone Lords. One Bone Lord is stronger than one orc, but he's not better than 5 orcs. Therefore, I think Horde is the best at the early game, because they are just cheaper. The most expensive unit, I think, is the Gnome at 500 gold. Orcs, Nagas, and Goblins, which are really what you want to train early on, they are very cheap to train, because it's just gold. And it's a very cheap amount of gold. Sure, they kind of suck ass early on, but who cares? You have so many of them. You can train so many of them very fast, which means you can defend easier, and you can attack things earlier. You can probably, I think you can take down a boss with just a cut with like I think it's like 12, 13 of them. If you micromanage them properly, like you can do that pretty early on in the game. You get a big boost of evilness, and you can, get a big ol' boost in your economy, whatever. So early game, they're the best. Well, what about late game? Late game, I think they're the best because the champions are broken as shit. Like, I think the orc has like 13 armor or something like that. Even Bone Lords don't get that much armor. They have a skill that specifically gives them armor based on their level. So yeah, orcs are just tankier than Bone Lords at the end of the day. Like I said, the Nagas, the fact they can revive people, heal multiple of them, give them damage reduction, heal them by a fuck ton. Nagas are insanely good because none of your horde units are ever going to die. The Goblin, again, is absurdly good because he just completely kills any one target. The Gnome is kind of honestly, compared to the other three, but like the Gnome is still really fucking good because he does a shit ton of AoE damage. Mainly, the fucking potions are busted as shit. Like, you just go Horde Strength, and you go Horde Speed, and this is all you need. For example, Horde Strength, like, doubles their damage. It's like 60 to 120. That part's kind of a bit random, but they still do more damage. Your entire army does that much more damage. And Horde Speed makes them move faster and increases their attack speed by pretty much double. Like, you put that on your whole army, it doesn't matter. And why do I say Horde's best at game? Well, because you need to get Horde research for this. In order for you to get the max amount of shit. Oh, I didn't realize you can make perk potions for that. Okay. If you want to get the maximum amount of the potions, because those potions are broken, you need to put a lot of research into Horde. Level 9 specifically, to get, I think, everything unlocked. Oh, Horde Laboratory, but whatever. Like, once you get to level 10 for your Horde, and you put the 2 potions on them, they kill everything. I don't think it matters how late into the game you are. They are going to kill everything. You target down the healers, and you kill everything. It's that simple. Okay, what about mid-game? Well, mid-game, they're also insanely good. I know we're from early to late game, but whatever. Mid-game is also a thing. In mid-game, you get Horde to level 6. You get the champion versions of, like, Orcs and Nagas, and that's pretty much it. Eventually, you'll get the Goblins to their champion variant, and then you can just sit on them being level 6 for quite a while. The only time you really need to level them up is once they get to like the highest level heroes. I think their champion versions, like the weakest heroes, these guys just kick the shit out of. It's not even a problem. The mid-tier heroes, like, it take a while to kill, but at the end of the day, you're not really worried. They're not going to kill you. The only issue is when they start getting in a lot of the late game heroes, where you're like, okay, I need to get stronger. But by that point, it's like 20 minutes after you've gotten them to level 6. Like, once you get all of them to level 6, you kind of just wait. You just do things around the map. You can be much more proactive. You get a lot more evilness. You can really bump start your research. By the time they start getting to like the very late game scary heroes, you probably got everything you need. You probably got the Horde research to level 8 at that point. You probably got decent spell or potions. And you're not really worried. Honestly, the hardest part about Horde is the early game, and I still think they have the best early game. Because, like I said, level 1 orcs are just not good, level 1 Nagas are not good. The hardest part is making sure they fucking stay alive and don't die until you get the laboratory. But once you get that, it's easy. Nothing else matters. You're just gonna win. So yeah, Horde is way too strong. That's the biggest problem. The second biggest problem I have is the fact that you can only go one faction and have your dungeon not suffer. So what do I mean? So in dungeons there are rooms. As we can see, there's a lot of rooms. This is a Horde room. Horde room, Gobblers, Brewery, Training Area, and all that stuff. There are rooms that you need to build, and these rooms do things. In Dungeons 3, in order for... I'm gonna keep playing, even though I'm already good. Okay. In Dungeons 3, there were rooms too, obviously. The thing is, there were Horde rooms, Demon rooms, and Undead rooms. Which means, in Horde rooms, only Horde units could work in them. Snots didn't work in them, only Undead units could. I think Snots could, but there was like a very lowered efficiency rate, but whatever. What I'm getting at is, only Horde units could work in Horde rooms. Same thing goes for Demon rooms. Only demons could work in Demon rooms. And the same goes for Undead. Only Undead units could work in Undead rooms. Therefore, you were encouraged to train each unit. As in, you wanted... Wait. Oh, wow, the passive skills can change. Oh, you can really abuse that. Okay, I learned something new. Sorry, I saw that, I was like, holy shit. Yeah, because these weren't the skills I had when I played this load. I had the Snots are always slapped and you get more of them. Demon research or Horde research and dungeon research. I didn't realize you could change the skills mid-game. Wow, that's crazy. You can abuse that. Okay, so what was... Oh yeah, room. So like, you were incentivized to train all the units because not only did they increase your combat effectiveness, like in Dungeons 3 it was the same thing. Horde were more generalist, demons were pure damage, and Undead was like tank. I guess they weren't very tanky. They didn't have a tanky unit, but like Horde was like durability and kind of flexible because the goblins still did a lot of damage. Demons were pure raw damage, and the Undead were like support, I should say. So like you wanted to train all of them. Because in combat-wise, obviously, Orcs and Nagas are the best frontline, Imps are the best DPS by far, and like, I think I went Lich because Lich had a very good AoE slow. You wanted all of them in your army because they synergized a lot with each other. You know, you had your frontline, you had your DPS, and you had your supports. Cool. In Dungeons, and then not only that, but they also increase the effectiveness of your dungeon. So like the Orcs help with traps and I think something else I can't remember. Cool. So in order for your traps to work, you need Horde units. Okay, if you want spells, you need demons because the only way to cast spells you need mana. The only people who could get you mana were demon units. Cool. So now you get demons, they help with the spells. Cool, only they can do it. So obviously you want to train demons to get spells. And then the Undead units, they worked the laboratory, and they gave you magic toolboxes, which allowed you to make much better machines for your rooms. Cool. You wanted them. You want all of them. Encourage you to get all of them because, like, cool, you get... like, not only do you increase your combat effectiveness, you can also increase your dungeon's effectiveness. In Dungeons 4, that's not how that works. Little Snots now work on everything. They work on these machines. They work on these machines. They work on these machines. They work on everything. They work on the mana. They work on the undead machines. They work on all machines. So you don't need to do... You don't need to train demons. Do I not have a door here? Oh, I don't have a door here. You don't need demons to work to get you mana. Little Snots will do it. You don't need undead for anything, actually, which is another issue. Undead don't fucking give you anything. All this stuff you do yourself. So, like, demons don't even help your dungeon's effectiveness. It's, like, weird, you know?
Heroes were on their way
Seems
to support
weird.
Tanos in his duel.
For me, personally. But, yeah, so what did I go over? So, end of the day, I like Dungeons 4. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't have 100% of the game if I didn't like it. There's just a couple things I find weird, or some things I find as kind of be issues. Main things I would change if they come out with DLC, because I know they will. Some things I would want them to try and fix. They might not fix anything, because, you know, it's been out for a while, but this is just a wish list, a hope list. 1, make it so that demons and undead get an evolved form, similar to, like, the orcs. Like, give me an imp champion that, like, attacks twice as fast. I might actually consider getting that over the goblins if it's that much better at combat. Like, wow, the imp, which is by far the best DPS unit in the game, attacking twice as fast. Yeah, I'll definitely might sacrifice not getting goblins early and splitting my resources for that, because that's a really good fucking effect. Maybe the Bone Lord just takes half damage or something crazy like that. Like, I don't know. Like, make it so that they get a really good effect similar to the Horde units. Because, like, obviously, Horde units will still be good. The Orcs and the Naga champions are, like, an insane frontline combo. You obviously want that. And obviously, the Goblins and the Gnomes are still going to kick ass. But now it's like, you can still go this route and go only Horde now. But if you want the absolute best army, you might want demons. You might want the imps, because they just will do more damage than the Horde units, but than the Goblin, because it's just what he's supposed to do. And I would also make it so that the undead have rooms similar to mana, similar to the spells and the potions, something that affects just your army, your effectiveness in combat, or even in the dungeon. Like, excuse me, like, for potions you have the 4th one. You have some utility potions like healing and getting gold, and increasing the room's efficiency by double, and the mind control one. Those are very good efficiency, like dungeon efficiency potions. I just don't have any because, like, Speed and Demon Horde are broken as shit. I only want those ones. And then for spells, there's Create Resources that just says, hey, I need things, make them. And you have infinite mana. You can even use it to make more mana. You can only get infinite mana with just that spell, if you do it right. So yeah, like, the potions and the spells increase both your combat effectiveness and your dungeon's effectiveness. Undead don't have anything that increases the effectiveness of either your units or your dungeon, and I think they could have that. A thought I had was mutations. Basically, you make these vats, and then you put units in there, either a Little Snot or a unit. And basically, they sit in there for like a minute or something. They come out, and they're just strictly better. Like a couple ideas I had was like, a thought I had was like maybe the orc regenerates health. Cool. Maybe the Naga can both attack and heal, giving you more damage. Cool. The Goblin gets a third arm that like makes him get an extra attack. Awesome. The Gnome gets extra attack range because his attack range sucks ass. Maybe like I said, the Imp maybe gets double damage. Maybe the Infernal gets a bigger AoE. You know, like you can really just say everyone just gets stronger. Maybe the undead mutations are just really fucking strong. Maybe the Banshee just only screams. There's no cooldown to her scream. She just constantly screams. The Bone Lord is like immortal when he's like at a certain health point for like a couple seconds. Like, you know, you can like really make it so that they're just really fucking absurdly strong with some mutations. Or make it so that only certain faction units can work on their shit. Basically, only Horde units can work in the brewery. Only Horde units can work on the traps. Only demon units can work on mana. Shit like that, because I really like that about Dungeons 3. It was like, if I wanted the absolute best for both my dungeon and my units and my army, I needed to go into all of the factions. But I don't feel like I need to for Dungeons 4. Anyway, I still would recommend the game. I gave the game like an 8 out of 10, honestly. The 2 points I make off is 1, the Horde being so goddamn strong. Because, like, holy shit, are they way too strong? And another point I take out is, like, I don't know, there's a lot of fucky things that happened when I was trying to go for the achievements. Attacks happen through walls. It seems like the enemy teleported places and shit. Like, and also just how you're not like really encouraged to go through train multiple factions. You know, like it just seems like you don't really need to at all. It just seems weird to me. But yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to get this out there because like these things were kind of bothering me about the game. Now that I fully beat the game, 100% essentially, I feel like I have the knowledge to say why I don't like it and all that shit. So anyway, that's all for me. Hope you guys like agree with me, or if you don't agree with me, let me know why. But anyway, I'll see you in another video.